Hi everyone, I'm Monique and I am delighted to be collaborating with scrapbook.com today. I can't wait to share this new layout with you using some lovely exclusive products from scrapbook.com. First up, I've got these lovely pops of colour in lemon chiffon and green apple. And next I've got some lovely ink pads. These two are rubber ducky and candy shop pink, a beautiful yellow and pink, followed by this gorgeous metallic ink pad. It's called Metallic Frost and it's a lovely shimmery white. Now this next exclusive scrapbook.com product is just up my street. All the rainbow colours. This is from their slimline collection, so it fits perfectly with their slimline dies and stenciled, and it comes in 8 different colours, 5 sheets of each, and there are 210 GSM. Now I love a sentiment stamp set. This is called Word Fetty, best day ever, and it's clear photopolymer stamps, and there are so many lovely handy little sentiments for scrapbooking and card making. I'm also going to be using this lovely slimline lattice stencil and these slimline nested dies. And last but not least, these beautiful word dies which are going to make up my title. And finally, a scrapbook layout would not be complete without lovely memories captured in a photo. Now I'm going to get started. I've got a 12 by 12 sheet of white textured cardstock and I'm just masking the edges. I want to have a thin white border around the edge. So the masking tape is just going to stop the ink that I'm going to be stenciling onto the background getting on those edges. Now I've just masked some sun rays there and I'm going to be using this lattice slimline stencil and some of that lovely yellow rubber ducky with my ink blender tool, and I'm just going to be gently applying some yellow ink to that stencil just to give really subtle sun rays rather than strong beams. I want it to be quite subtle in the background, but I think this pattern is going to give a really lovely visually textured effect. So I'm just moving that stencil about as I need to, and I'm just carefully lining up those little floral centerpieces so that my pattern seamlessly continues across the entire page. So I've done the whole page and now I'm coming back and I'm doing another layer, but I'm offsetting the stencil so that I'm not stenciling exactly on top of my first inking, and here I am doing it a third time. I think on this third time I don't even re-ink my blender tool. So with each of the layers of stenciling I've done, I've made it lighter and lighter, so you can see 3 different stencilings there, and I think it gives a lovely texture. Now I've got my pops of colour, the lemon chiffon, and I'm using it a bit like a texture paste. I really wanted that lovely shimmery yellow to be peeking through, not consistently across the whole page. I wanted to just have random little bursts of that shimmer peeking through, and it stencils beautifully. It goes on so nice and smoothly, and it really just gives a lovely shimmer. I'm going to show you a close-up in just a moment. If you're new to my channel or if you've been here before, thanks so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. If you like what you see, I'd be so grateful if you subscribe to my channel, and thanks so much for watching. And here are those promised close-ups where you can really see the shimmer of those lovely pops of colour and all that layered stenciling. And now for some rainbow, my favourite. This is the lovely slimline rainbow paper pad from scrapbook.com, and it comes in 8 gorgeous rainbow colours, and I'm not 100% sure yet at this stage which colours I plan on using, so I've just taken out one of each just so that I can have a little play and see what I fancy. These lovely slimline nested dies are perfect for pairing with the slimline paper pad. They come in 8 different sizes that all fit perfectly into each other, and I'm going to be using them a little bit differently. I want to create some frames. So I've taken a larger size and then a smaller rectangle that's 2 sizes smaller, and I'm using a little bit of washi tape just to hold them in place and sending it through my Sizzix Big Shot to cut out that frame, and it gives a lovely clean cut to make that beautiful frame. And then the rounded cornered rectangle is perfect to use for another project. So I've cut out 3 frames in slightly different sizes, and I'm going to be layering them on top of each other. And here I've just added a little bit of stitching around in coordinating colors just to add a lovely bit of extra texture. I'll link all these lovely exclusive scrapbook.com products for you in the description box below. It is my affiliate link, and what this means is that if you choose to purchase anything using my link, It'll be at no extra cost to yourselves. However, I will earn a small commission from each of your purchases. So if you do choose to purchase using my link, a very big thank you. I really do appreciate it. So I've used the gorgeous word dies to cut out my title, so it'll be Beautiful Family Memories, and I've cut each one out 3 times because I'm going to be layering them on top of each other to make a lovely thick dimensional title piece. So all I'm using is that little glue pen. It's a lovely rollable glue pen, and the glue just comes out so easily. I will link it for you below. And I'm just stacking them on top of each other, adding glue individually to each one and then layering them on top of each other, and it just gives that a little bit of extra dimension to each of those pieces, which I really, really like. The pieces just stack so beautifully together, and it has a bit of a feel of like a chipboard piece. Now I'm going to be using the metallic frost ink pad. I just want to add a little bit of shimmer to those beautiful, delicate letters, and you can see they're just that lovely frosted sheen. I could add more, but it would make those lovely vibrant colors a lot softer. So I've just added a light hint of that metallic frost, and it's just given that beautiful shimmer across those words. Now to get my photos stuck down. So something that I really enjoy doing is adding tissue paper behind my photos. So I tear off strips of tissue paper and then I stick them down, doing each side in turn until I've got a border all the way around my photos. So I've done that, but I want to add some color behind that as well. So what I tend to do is cut the piece ever so slightly bigger than the photo, and what that does is it allows just a hint of the color to peek through from behind that tissue paper, and I love that subtle detail. Now I'm just finding a spot for my title pieces, and I love how they coordinate with those frames that I've made using the nested dies. And now I want to stick down those frames. So the yellow frame I'm sticking directly onto the background. The orange frame I've layered with one layer of sticky back craft foam, and then the pink layer is a double layer of craft foam, just to give them different heights for added dimension. Now I'm using some silicone glue to prop my photos up, and that just gives a little bit of angled dimension as I put them in, and it makes it really easy to stick them around and move them about until I'm happy with their positioning. They really do slot in perfectly into those frames. Just be careful if you replicate this to not stick down your frames where you want to tuck your photos in. I nearly did this, but I'm so glad at the last minute I remembered and just removed some of the wet glue that I'd put down. Now I've found a couple florals from my stash that I really like, and the colors coordinate beautifully, so I'm just including those. And I've just had a rummage through my stash to find different bits and pieces, different floral pieces that will work really nicely with the colors from the slimline rainbow paper pad and the pops of color and all the other different bits and pieces that I've used. They really are so versatile. Now to do some stamping. As I mentioned earlier, I love this set of word fetty. There are so many fabulous sentiments in here. They're just perfect for adding to a scrapbook layout. So I'm really looking forward to using these. I'm pairing them with the lovely Candy Shop pink and rubber ducky ink pads and a stunning acrylic block. It really is so nice and chunky. Now I have totally messed up this stamping. I really have. Do not take my word for how stamping should be, because I've done a terrible job. First of all, I tested out my lovely new stamps with black ink and then didn't wash them properly, and that gave a really dirty stamping impression when I stamped it in yellow. Then I stamped it without my acrylic block because I had so much dimension around that I needed to kind of freehand stamp it, and then didn't get a great impression. But that is totally down to user error. In a moment I'll do another stamped example for you so that you can see how they work when you're actually using them properly, and they give a beautifully clear image. And to be honest, I'm really not too worried that I haven't done a great job with the stamping, because there are no rules in scrapbooking, and I really just wanted those sentiments to be part of the background, just to add an extra layer of lovely visual texture, and I feel I've achieved that even with my less than perfect stamping. Now I'm using the lovely pops of color again, this time green apple, and I've drawn on a a strip of green and then used my thin paintbrush just to paint out the color. And then I've got the lemon chiffon again, just adding those cute little dots to the center of those florals. And I really think they add a lovely extra bit of dimension and another great way to use this product. I really do love exploring different ways to use the same product, and I've discovered that so many of my crafting supplies are so versatile and can be used in many different ways if only we just use our imagination. And now I'm just fiddling really and adding lots of different bits and pieces from my stash, some fussy cut florals, and I'm adding some green pops of color to go over those little gold foiled leaves, just to add a little bit of green to the top of the page, because I've got green in both my other floral clusters but none at the top, so that just balances it out nicely. And as you can see, I've built 3 floral clusters around my photos, just creating a visual triangle and giving nice balance to the page. And that is my layout complete. I have absolutely loved creating with these products from scrapbook.com. I really hope you've enjoyed joining me as I test them out and have a play. I've really enjoyed it. I hope something you've seen today has inspired you to create and inspired some lovely new ideas. Once again, I have linked up all the products in the description box for you below. If you would like to use my affiliate link, I'd be so grateful. You can also find me on Instagram at handmadehappy by Monique. Thanks so much for watching and see you next time. Bye.
I want someone like you.